Thank you.
Watch your step, folks.
Hey guys, we want to share a hidden gem with you today. If you get tired of the crowd and all the hustle and bustle and traffic of Orlando, we're only 45 minutes away at Hontoon State Park.
This is a state park that you can only get to by boat. And at the time we're here, and this is 2026, the boat ride is free to get over here and there's no entrance. There are 10 miles of hiking trails on this island, along with restrooms and places for picnics and all the stuff. And this is what we're gonna do, is explore this island.
I did want to say you can bring your pets.
Oh yeah, Bella's
we got Bella with us. It's also a place you can bring your bikes, a lot of trails so you can ride your bikes. And I asked if you can bring an e-bike. They said no problem, just not a motorized, gas-powered.
Yeah, the guy on the boat actually did recommend that you bring your bike with you, because he said that is definitely the way to see this island because it is so big.
We were on the boat with some people from Florida, and they just didn't know about this state park. It's kind of a hidden state park, but it's one that we knew somebody that's gone here and said you don't want to miss it.
I'm Lynn.
And I'm Danny.
Welcome to RV America.
The original RV America.
Now let's go explore Hontoon State Park.
There is a island store and a camping and rental. There's a lot of tent camping here on the island. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. And then also the last ferry is at 5 o'clock. I'm not sure if that changes based on the time of year, but just always check that before you come out. So guys, just check with the rental office. You can rent boats, kayaks, canoes, john boats, bikes, and cabins, and camping sites. Hey Nico. Wave. So we're down in Florida part of the time for a Sojourner workshop. We've got a group of Sojourners, I guess about 25 people came to Hontoon State Park. It's good to work in some of these Sojourners with some of these folks and then have our workshop. It's just a good group of people, so we're all going to have a little lunch and then hike a little bit around the island.
So the island itself is in the middle of St. John's River, and that's just west of D-Land.
And the great thing is no cars are allowed on the islands. It's usually a not crowded park. Today, as I showed you, we brought a group with us of Sojourners, so we're all out exploring. It's usually a calm, less crowded state park, and just a great place to get in some beautiful views and some trails.
And we did learn that if you're fishing from the island, because it's a state park in Florida, you do not have to have a fishing license. So I really wish I'd brought my pole, but I didn't do it. I didn't know.
Yeah, we have one friend that brought his stuff, went out and got a $17 license, and
he didn't need it
for free. So.
Yeah, so, well, he's ready either way, so.
Yep. There is a free ferry that takes you across the St. John River. I think they allow 6 people at a time on. You can bring your bikes, of course your pets, as you see. So it's free, get in the park, free parking and free boat ride, ferry ride across the river.
So according to our fearless leader, who has been here multiple times, if you have a short period of time that you're going to be here, be sure you hike to the Shell Mound. He said it is really cool to see. This is Bella's friend Sadie. She's in camp with us. They've gotten along quite well, and now they're hiking together.
Yes.
Her hiking partner.
Always be alligator aware.
Yes, always be alligator aware.
Someone's, one of our groups saw a sign or noticed that alligators have been known to be on the trail, so we got to be aware of, especially with 2 small dogs, be aware of the trail.
Bella, wait for Mama. Okay, so we're pretending that we're lost and it's Gilligan's Island that we're on. Since we're on an island and we're on Gilligan's Island and
Marianne, keep up.
I don't know how I got to be Marianne. I wanted to be Ginger.
Yep.
Yep.
Is this the same waterway that we...
This is the unique tree. Look at this base, and then you see the ferns that grow on it, the air plants or some air plants. And then it starts going up.
It's really huge at the bottom and then it just gets more narrow as it goes up, but it spreads out up there and then one of them, that's one of the branches.
This is right at the edge of the swamp, which is kind of dried up.
Shell mound right here. Just
Is that a root?
just a mound of shells.
A mound of shells?
Doesn't look like the mound of shells.
So it looks like a little hill.
It doesn't look like any shells.
Yeah, there's shells in there, but I'll just pick one
It
up.
really is.
Yeah, well, there's been shells the whole way.
And look at the, if you look up there, you'll see all the ferns that are growing on it,
Whoops, I'm in the way.
up top of the tree. Yeah, for sure.
What you doing back there, guys?
Okay, so apparently this right here is the shell mound that we were looking for. It's not exactly what we expected. Danny,
Well, it's similar to a lot of shell mounds we've seen in, like at Dolphin Island and throughout Florida, throughout the coastal areas. It's just a mound of shells where they, number one, they're putting shells after they're getting oysters or any kind of mussels or any kind of food such as that. And then also sometimes they turn them, as we saw in Blue Springs, they turn them into a ceremonial area or a communal area where they might conduct entertainment for each other. This one looked like just a shell mound.
Bella does not like the heat. She will hike really good as long as we're not in heat. And it has gotten quite warm today. And she's drank a lot of water, but she's done.
It's been a great place to get your steps in. Just want to remind you that it's always suggested to get a map. So we've got a map. You can get those either at the store or at the rentals section. So grab your map, bring your water.
Going. She knows it's cooler in the shade.
So we did want to point out that there was a campground, there's cabins, and there is also a youth camp. So you want to just get away from it all and get back to old Florida, the vibe of old Florida, the palms and the palmettos, and it's definitely a beautiful camp. Yeah, tent camping only. I'll take it back. There is a RV over here, the campground host. I don't know if it looks like they keep it here permanently, and host gets to use it with a covering on top of it to keep it dry. As we came out past the Hontoon Dead River, we did see an eagle. I was not quick enough with the camera, so to get that. I didn't get that, so but you can see lots of birds in here, and you might be able to hear them if I'll be quiet for a few seconds.
Oh, look at this, how pretty. So when you take this trip and you wear chacos, which I love to hike in chacos. I mean, some people are against it, whatever. Look at my feet. I'm a little dirty. I see a shower in my future. So just in case we didn't say this earlier, we are here in February. Florida is in the most extreme drought that they have had in the past 25 years. We have 0 mosquitoes. I mean, not a single one, not a single buzz, absolutely nothing. However, our friends who came here last year when they had rain said they were about eat up and carried off. So be sure you bring repellent with you when you come so that you're not one of those people that gets carried off by the mosquitoes.
All right, Lynn, what'd you think about Hontoon State Park?
It's a pretty cool state park. We enjoyed our walk. I've almost got my 10,000 steps in for the day.
Yeah. And as I started off the video, this is just a nearby thing. If you're enjoying all the chaos in Orlando, try to hit one of the state parks. We got not only this video, but we've got one on Blue Springs, which is nearby. And then
Cool place.
across the towards the Gulf side is Crystal River. We've got a video on that also. So, and I loved it because number one, it was free
Love
parking,
free. We love free.
and free ferry
boat
ride
ride, yeah.
across. So that was fun, and it's just a beautiful place. Just as I said before, old Florida vibe, you know, with the trees and the Spanish moss and just the beauty of everything. It's just, and it's a beautiful spot. And
It's not overcrowded either, so that's something we really
yeah,
enjoyed.
with not unable to drive here, so it's not overcrowded.
Yeah.
So we encourage you to get out and visit here at Hontoon State Park.
Until next time, God bless and many safe travels.
And go RV America.